name one thing the Republican Party has done for black people. One!
What? They were the party of leaders. They stood against the tyranny of oppression by leading the call for the Civil War and forced passage of the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves.
I named two things lately.
Dave Chappelle, ages ago, making fun of the idiot Democrats and their hypocrisy, their real history. And, well, I could name about 20 things lately. Dave. Well, a very happy Monday to you, and welcome back once again. I was just updating myself on Chicago, the violence and the mayhem in Chicago. And Evanston, where reparations for black people. Had a great conversation this morning with a wonderful woman named Joyce. Wonderful woman out of Houston, Texas, 92 years old. A black woman who said that she doesn't want reparations. She hasn't earned reparations. She wasn't a slave. She wasn't a victim of slavery. She's not anybody's victim, and nobody owes her money. Not the average Democrat. I'm guessing that she probably doesn't vote for Democrats every chance they get. Isn't that amazing? And looking at Chicago, what do we have over the weekend? We had 28 people shot in Chicago over the weekend. Those numbers may go up. They sometimes do during the course of Mondays because they're still counting the bodies and the wounds and all that stuff. But pretty amazing. The CBS News people, the headline is 3 dead, 25 hurt in Chicago weekend shootings, police say. Well, you should go ahead and take their word for it. That's their job. They're good at that sort of thing. At least 3 people were killed and 25 others were wounded in weekend shootings across the city of Chicago as of Sunday. The ages of the victims range from 13 to 65. 13 to 65. See, that's that Democrats call that diversity. That's diversity. As, hey, look, we're very diverse in the ages of the people that we shoot on any given weekend. In the first shooting of the weekend, a 20-year-old man was in a vehicle just before 8 p.m. on the 1700 block of West 18th Street when several men approached him and an argument ensued. I can't believe that. One of the suspects pulled out a gun and started shooting, hitting the victim in the neck and the shoulder. That had hurt an awful lot. The victim was transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he is in good condition. Second victim, 20-year-old man, was in the same immediate area when the gunshots were fired, and he was hit in the hand. He's just like a passerby. He's self-transported to Stroger Hospital in good condition. 2 separate shootings took place in Chicago's Loop following holiday festivities. When CBS News says holiday festivities, they were lighting the Christmas tree, which is why the news media is now calling it holiday shootings, because they've turned on the Christmas tree. So now you can say it's holiday violence, holiday shootings. Sure, and it goes on and on because, she was in a Chicago Loop, and the first was around 9:50 p.m., and police officers saw a large group on the sidewalk, heard gunfire before the group ran from the area, which happens very often when the gunfire starts. And it goes on, and people between 13 years old and 17 years old who had been shot. And the Democrats, what does the mayor of Chicago say about this? Because I think I remember what he thinks about it. And this reminds me of the woman that was set on fire while riding a subway train looking at her phone, and a Democrat came on board, drenched her with gasoline, and then lit her on fire. And she's still in the hospital, very severely burned. It's amazing that she lived at all. But the mayor, a former educator, a former teacher out of the school system, let's go Brandon Johnson, he thinks it's no big deal.
This is an isolated incident. I mean, I don't see this as some sort of trend. And again, the level of accountability that has to happen in this moment, I trust that the federal level will do its part.
It's Trump's fault, but the federal level will do its part. But aren't you rejecting National Guard and ICE agents? And oh, yes, you are. And aren't you shooting at them and firebombing them? And aren't you Democrats?
What we put in place did not do enough to prevent what we were concerned about from actually manifesting.
Yeah, well said. What? Say wait, what? What was that? You should be waterboarded just for uttering that ridiculous, convoluted Kamala Harris style sentence that made no sense at all. Democrats shouldn't be allowed to hold public office. Not only that, they shouldn't be allowed to vote, and they certainly shouldn't be allowed to own firearms, not legally. I don't think any of them do, but they all shoot everybody, don't they? Isn't that amazing? These people. And I went and I looked at a great website that tracks violence in Chicago and killings in Chicago. It is interestingly called Hey Jackass. It's called Hey Jackass, and they track the numbers when you have another weekend in Chicago. Now, they say year to date, 337 people have been murdered in Chicago, shot and killed. That's just shot and killed. A total of 401 have been murdered, but 337 of those have been shot and killed. Total number of people shot and wounded, separate from those shot and killed in Chicago this year, 1,483 shot and wounded, 337 shot and killed. Afghanistan was safe during the war compared to Chicago. They're quite amazing. Just so far in November, this month, 21 shot and killed. A total of 24 killed, because you can stab him or hit him with a hammer or a brick or something, too. And 103 shot and wounded this month, November. And what did Brandon Johnson say about this? This is an isolated incident. And he's talking about the guy that set the lady on fire on the train.
This is an isolated incident. I mean, I don't see this as some sort of trend.
It's not a trend that Democrats are going to be setting women on fire on the subway trains, but pay no attention to that. It's an isolated incident, except the isolated incident that we're talking about involved a psychopath who had been arrested 73 times. I think that's the correct number, isn't it? 73 times. He'd been arrested so many times. How many times? Just amazing. These people. And they say, well, it's an isolated incident. Well, I got 73 isolated incidents here because your guy had been arrested 73 times. You kept letting him go, where there were violent assaults and felony assaults, and they just kept letting him go because Democrats love crime. More Democrats, more crime. More Democrats, more murders. More Democrats, more shootings. The Democrats are not the good guys, and they are not on our side. Isn't that amazing? It's an isolated incident. Well, setting women on fire on subway trains might be, but if we're looking at the number of times you release felons again and again and again onto the streets of Chicago, and then they commit crimes again, that is not an isolated incident. The suspect, Lawrence Reed, 50 years old, of Chicago, now faces federal terrorism charges for what prosecutors call a horrific and gruesome attack. I'd say that's fair. And left the victim with severe burns. Yeah, I would think so. I think that's probably the case. Yeah, and more than 70 arrests for this guy. And the Democrats just say, well, he's only been arrested 56 times for violent crimes. Let's let him go again. Hey, he's only been arrested 68 times for violent crimes. Let's let him go again. It's only 71 times that he's been arrested. Let's let him go. And the Democrat judge there, amazing. He set a 26-year-old woman on fire. She'd been sitting on the train looking at her phone with her back to the suspect, kind of like the guy that massacred the Ukrainian immigrant lady, the refugee lady, with the knife sitting behind her on the train. Maybe should be part of the, welcome to America. Here's who to be careful about when you're riding a subway train. I got to tell you, and nobody speaks up. No George Floyd outrage for this. The Democrats are not rioting. They're not burning police stations and overturning police cars. They're not attacking and sacking courthouses. The Democrat Party is truly a disgrace. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, it's an isolated incident. Really? That's an isolated incident? Because I can point you to a whole lot of other crimes that are, I guess, each and every one of them taken in isolation are isolated incidents, but there were 3 isolated incidents over the weekend in Chicago when 3 people were shot and killed. Then there were 25 more isolated incidents when 25 additional people were shot and wounded. And let's not even get into the other people killed with ball-peen hammers and nail guns because your Democrat Party. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. And you know what the Democrats are focused on? They're focused on reparations for black people because the Democrat Party did everything they could to keep slavery alive, and now they're doing it again because they want millions of illegal aliens to be in here for cheap labor to do their dishes for them and cut their lawn for them, kind of like slaves for the lowest possible price. But this time the Democrats don't have to house them or feed them or do anything like that. Isn't that amazing? Now, also, Evanston, Illinois, borders Chicago to the north along Lake Michigan, beautiful Lake Michigan. And here's the great headline from over the weekend out of Evanston, Illinois. Evanston Round Table is the journalistic outlet. And the headline is, marijuana sales not keeping up for reparations payments. I'm sorry, what? You see, in Evanston, Illinois, liberal Democrats, they passed a law saying, okay, we're going to legalize weed, man. We're going to legalize pot, the marijuana. We're going to legalize it. And then we're going to tax it. The Corleone family finally got into drugs, and they did it because they wanted to wet their beak. They wanted a piece of the action. And now the Democrats have done that with governments everywhere, like in Washington, D.C. and Evanston, Illinois. But in Evanston, Illinois, it's not just about the taxes. They're going to take the tax money from selling drugs because black people, drugs, free money, Democrats, potent combination. The headline, marijuana sales not keeping up for reparations payments. Gosh, I can't believe that. City may explore different streams of funding, that is raising taxes on people, to pay the direct descendants over the next few years. I'm a direct descendant of my great-great-grandparents. With all recipients finalized for the year, the Reparation Committee still faces uncertainty around how fast they can pay the next round of direct descendants who have been awaiting payments for years. But wait, I just thought you legalize pot and then you're going to tax pot and then you're going to give it to me because I'm a descendant or something. According to Cynthia Vargas, communications manager for the city of Evanston, the committee will determine how many more recipients it can fund in 2026 with the money it has now in its December or January meeting. When the Municipal Cannabis Retailers Occupation Tax, that's right, the MCRO, the Municipal Cannabis Retailers Occupation Tax, was first allocated to reparations revenue in 2019, 6 years ago now, city officials expected higher revenues generated across 5 cannabis dispensaries in Evanston. Currently, there are only 2 in operation. The other people are too stoned to run their pot stores. Zen Leaf Dispensary, located on Maple Avenue, and OK Cannabis Dispensary, located at 100 Chicago Avenue. Now, I got to say, so the Democrats, they say, all right, we're going to allow, because the blacks, we need pot to be legal. We're going to sell it, and we're going to give corrupt deals to somebody to run 5 pot stores. We're going to tax them, and then we're going to give the money for reparations because slavery. I think every dollar every Democrat has in the country should be taken for reparations. Out of their bank accounts, if they own cars, they should be seized, taken from them. I've got more on this because they're mental. You know, when Mary said, "Let it be done to me according to your word," she embraced God's plan. Even with the uncertainty, the risk, and the sacrifice, her yes brought Jesus into the world. Today, countless mothers in the United States of America face that same moment of decision when they see their baby on ultrasound. They might be scared, they might be unsure. Their moment to say yes could pass, but you can make a difference right now. Because of the generosity of great listeners like you, Preborn and Preborn's network of clinics across the United States can help provide immediate support to pregnant young women, helping thousands of mothers embrace life. And more than 380,000 babies have already been rescued by Preborn. Now, this holiday season, don't let another life be lost. Be the hope for hurting mothers and at-risk babies. Just say yes to life today. To donate securely, all you have to do is dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby when prompted. That's pound 250. The keyword is baby. Or go to Al Gore's Amazing Internet and visit preborn.com/plant. That's me, preborn.com/PLANTE. All of your gifts are tax deductible, of course, and 5-star rating as a charity, and it impacts eternity. That's all. Yes, sir. Yeah, so reparations, pot sales for the blacks. And you'll never guess the Democrats have screwed it up so badly that they don't have enough money for the blacks to get reparations. Maybe just hand out free reefer, free pot. What do you say, free weed? Or we'll call it reparations. The Democrats, they got it all figured out. Party of slavery and reparations for slavery. Hey, we'll sell a lot of pot, and we'll give you the profits. What? Sure. With that, let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Rod, calling from North Little Rock, Arkansas. Hey, Rod, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning. How you doing, Mr. Plant?
Couldn't be better. Having the time of my life.
Well, happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas in case I don't get to talk to you again. So they're taking the money from pot. They're giving it for reparations so the black people can, buy more pot? I mean, this is a vicious cycle we're talking about here. My goodness, we could sell enough pot to Venezuela, maybe they would calm down a bit.
Bring Venezuela into it. That's good. All right, so you think that in Evanston, Illinois, and I've been reading this, it's completely crazy. They had these streams of money. 45 people have received payments 4 years after they applied in 2021, and they have dispersed $3.47 million, nearly $3.5 million, paid to 141 people who were eligible, and actually only 137 have collected. But they're getting free money because there was slavery centuries ago, and somebody's got to. But they get the money not by taxing you, although they stole $1 million from the tax base for that too, but because they're selling pot and they're taxing it like the Corleone family to get their cut, their piece of the pie. They're wetting their beak, and then they're paying off black people. And you're right. Are they going out and buying pot with it at the pot stores then? That'd be odd. Yes, sir. Who is it now? It was Kevin Tober sharing with us this morning a nice lady on the Facebook. We have a Chris Plant Show Facebook page, and a woman named Chandra. Isn't there a song about a woman named Chandra? Chandra Trice White. Trice White. Does that mean she's 3 times white? Is that right? 3 times a matey, right? Chandra Trice White got on our Facebook page and said to me, "Go kill yourself, white bitch, keep hiding." Go kill yourself, white bitch, keep hiding. Now, a couple of things about this. Chandra, I just want to be helpful. Go kill yourself. Yourself should be 1 word, not 2 words. And you've broken it up into 2 words. Go kill yourself. It should really be 1 word, yourself, just semantically speaking. White should be capitalized. It should be capitalized because you're referring to a category, a race of people. We capitalize black with a capital B. You got to capitalize white with a capital white. Racist. She's a racist. And then bitch. Call me bitch. That is a slur for women, a lot like yourself. Keep hiding. Michael read it this morning. He said, "You haven't been hiding." Said that was his only response. He said, "You haven't been hiding." And Kevin said, "Hey, look, this lady jumped in on our Facebook page to, drop in a death threat." And I said, "I'm not sure this is an official death threat. I think this is a just go kill yourself kind of helpful advice from Chandra Trice White on the Facebook page. Go kill yourself, white bitch, keep hiding. Keep hiding." There is a song in there. It's a rap song, though. And it ends with gunfire. And then smoke and everybody leaves, running out the door, running over each other, the usual thing. Thank you, Chandra, for listening. I value your feedback. I won't respond in kind. It would be too easy. Like picking the wings off a fly that has been knocked down. It's just terrible. Isn't that great? Yeah, it's more of a death wish than a death threat, don't you think? I think so. Chandra, she must be, is she from academia? She could be from academia. She seems like she's a black woman. There's a picture of her on her thing here. Chandra Trice White on the Facebook. There she is. Seems to be a very nice person otherwise. Yes, sir. She says that she went to San Pedro High School. Sure. Class of 1988. But she was 57 when she graduated from high school. I just made up the last part. I only made up that part. Isn't that great? Yes, sir. And studied at Mount San Antonio College. Mount San Antonio College. That's right. Calipatria State Prison is where she worked. That's what this says. I think that probably fits your personality. I think maybe it's you found the right place for you, Chandra Trice White. But really all you need to know about her is that she's a Democrat. That's all there is to that. Yes, sir. She was active in getting out the vote in 2024. Not for Trump, interestingly enough. And she's got a women's rights are human rights. Well, to the extent that women are human. Yes, I think that's true. That's 100% true. Women's rights are human rights. Isn't that great? I'm thinking maybe she's just moody. She could be very moody. But just keep working at the penitentiary. They're the prison, cuz. Yes, sir. Calipatria State Prison. That's where she worked. That's past tense, though. She was probably too unpleasant to work there. So Calipatria State Prison may have ejected her, catapulted her into the masses. Just wonderful. Our Democrat Party. Womp, womp, womp. Yes, sir. Okay. Michael, we've got a lot of things to get to. This was fun. Let's go to we got the idiot Hakeem Jeffries. He's a real piece of work, isn't he? That guy. These Democrats, they may not be done until there's all-out civil war in the United States again. You know, they brought us our first civil war, but never mind that. And the Democrats and the media, but I repeat myself, they're all over their lunacy over the weekend on the Sunday talk shows and all that. And they had Mamdani on. Hey, is Trump still a fascist? You guys had a nice meeting the other day at the White House in the Oval Office, and it looked like you were getting along too well. But is he still a fascist? Is he still a fascist? We could go to that. Let's go to that, because here's our news media. Martha Raddatz, who I actually used to work with when I was at the Pentagon. She was assigned to the Pentagon for ABC News at the time. Martha Raddatz was. And we traveled together, and we worked together every day. Martha Raddatz, now ABC, was doing This Week without David Brinkley on ABC, and Martha Raddatz was there with Democrat Senator Slotkin. You know her. She is it's Slotkin, pronounced Slotkin. That's different. But she was one of the Democrats that put the video together, Alyssa Slotkin, and she's one of the Democrats that put the video together saying that the military should disobey Donald Trump's orders because he's giving illegal orders to the military when he's not. And if they disobeyed orders, then they are going to be court-martialed. And they can't just decide, this is an illegal order, so I'm going to disobey it. But again, the Democrats are inciting civil war in the United States. And isn't that amazing? And the news media, listen to this. So she's inciting insurrection and uprising in the United States, perpetrated by the military and the intelligence community, so-called. And now the headline is, at Politico, left-wing bootlicks, facing threats, Senator Alyssa Slotkin pushes on. Oh, okay. Did I just get a threat on the Facebook? 'Cause I'm going to push on. There we go. Senator Alyssa Slotkin acknowledged Sunday she was receiving threats. She didn't claim, she acknowledged. That's because when you're a Democrat, your fluffers are everywhere. They're the news media. David Cohen typed on behalf of the Democrat Party. Senator Alyssa Slotkin acknowledged Sunday she was receiving threats, not death threats, though. They're going to, maybe the IRS is going to audit her after being branded seditious, only because she was perpetrating sedition, by President Donald Trump, but said she wasn't going to back off her statements addressing the military. You see, Slotkin, the Michigan Democrat in the Senate, was one of 6 Democratic members of Congress, all veterans. They let Democrats in and then they cross-dress, who issued a statement last week that said that members of the military and the intelligence community have an obligation to refuse, quote, illegal orders, end quote. The others were Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Jason Crow, Representative Chrissy Houlihan, Representative Maggie Goodlander, and Representative Chris Deluzio, which is Italian for the loser, Deluzio. Speaking on Sunday, ABC This Week, Democrat Senator Slotkin said, I think I've been through dangerous situations before. Yeah, driving to the CIA to park in your parking space. What? Oh, that's the other one. Hang on. So it doesn't change, my feeling about speaking my mind. She's been in because now she's really in danger because she's trying to incite insurrection in the United States. And let's not forget who the real victims are here. It's the people inciting the insurrection, the people inciting civil war, the people engaging in sedition and insurrection. And didn't everybody get arrested for that insurrection thing? And then okay. Well, here is Martha Raddatz, a Democrat, with Democrat Senator Slotkin, Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan.
So let's talk right now. Do you believe President Trump has issued any illegal orders?
To my knowledge, I am not aware of things that are illegal.
But wait, you're the one. Should I play the audio again of her last week saying you have to follow illegal orders, but you're not aware of any illegal orders? What kind of not a very bright person, I've got to say.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
She is a former intelligence analyst, and I think probably the most danger she experienced in her time at the CIA is in the cafeteria line at the CIA headquarters off of Route 123 out there in McLean, Virginia. But never mind that. Isn't she amazing? She really is. And I'm in such danger. Well, you're a seditious, insurrectionist, radical, and extremist. And she was working. Who was she working for when she was at the CIA? For John Brennan, penitentiary face Brennan, who voted for the Communist Party candidate for the presidency of the United States. And that makes him a bad guy, not one of the good guys. Isn't that amazing? She's a Democrat, not on our side, really shouldn't allow Democrats in the intelligence agencies or in the U.S. military or in police departments, and they shouldn't be allowed to fly. TSA should say, I'm sorry, you're a registered Democrat. You're not eligible to fly on commercial airlines. Certainly shouldn't be allowed to own guns legally because Democrats are much too dangerous. Yeah, hey, I'm an analyst at the Central Intelligence Agency. So that's really exciting stuff. Martha Raddatz talking to Democrat insurrectionists, seditionists. And Martha Raddatz doesn't get in her face and say, well, look, if you don't have any illegal orders, why are you inciting violence? Why are you inciting an uprising in the military and the intelligence community? You come from the CIA, allegedly, and you had to fight your way to the donuts and biscuits in the cafeteria line. I wonder if she had a good parking space at CIA because there's a big parking lot. Martha Raddatz.
It does imply that the president is having illegal orders, which you have not seen.
I think for us, it was just a statement widely, right? We say very quickly and very widely to all the folks who come to us, This is the process. Go to your JAG officer, ask them for explanation, for top cover, for their view on things.
You didn't say that.
We do that on a case-by-case basis, but we wanted to speak directly to the volumes of people who had come to us on this.
Volumes of people did not come to you on this. Nobody came to you on this. That's a lie. You're a liar. You're John Brennan. You know, John Brennan was the CIA station chief in Saudi Arabia when we issued visas to come to the United States to 17 people, and I believe 14 of them were hijackers on September 11th, 2001. John Brennan never held accountable for anything. John Brennan, seditious insurrectionist SOB, who was one of the 51 fake intelligence officials that signed on to that information operation they ran against the American people on the lead up to Election Day. And they said that the reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. That was a flagrant lie. He knew it. I knew it. The other 50 idiots probably knew it, too. And they should probably be in Gitmo in orange jumpsuits playing soccer. They should be playing soccer. Martha Raddatz.
And it is very clear that no one should follow an illegal order. But it's very murky when you look at what is an illegal order. And if you go into morally, ethically, that's a pretty tough thing to look at and say, how do I navigate this?
Look, if you're going back to Nuremberg, right, that, well, they told me to do it, that's why I murdered people, is not an excuse. If you look at popular culture, there's you watch, A Few Good Men, we have plenty of examples since World War II in Vietnam where people were told to follow illegal orders, and they did it, and they were prosecuted for it.
Nuremberg, the Nazis after World War II, the Nuremberg trials where Nazi war criminals were put on trial, and she's saying, and their defense was, we were only following the orders. We are the orders. And that makes it okay because Democrats, the Nuremberg, and we did it in Vietnam, is that right? They followed illegal orders? Give me an example of that. And Martha Raddatz, who covered the Pentagon, as I said, for a long time, she said very matter-of-factly and appropriately that everybody in the military, she didn't quite say it as clearly as I might, everybody in the military knows that they don't follow illegal orders. You learn that the day you get your first haircut going into the military, but never mind that. And what did this expletive deleted say about this? Well, it's just a statement, widely. What the hell are you talking about? The English language is not your first language? What's up with that? Morally, ethically, and the Nuremberg trials. The Nuremberg trials? That's what you're going off on? That's the Democrat senator who used to be at the CIA under penitentiary face Brennan. Sure. And when Mary said, let it be done to me according to your word, she embraced God's plan. Even with all the uncertainty, the risk, and the sacrifice, Mary's yes brought Jesus into the world, and today countless mothers face a very similar moment of decision when they see their baby on ultrasound. They may be scared, they might be unsure, but the moment to say yes could pass. You can make a difference right now in all of that. There are babies in their mother's wombs who need to help get right and make the right decision right now. As the year comes to an end, your tax-deductible donation can be the difference between life and death. Would you please consider a leadership gift to save babies in a big way? Your gift of $5,000, $10,000, or even $15,000 will be used to help save countless babies for years to come. To donate, all you have to do is dial pound 250, and when prompted, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, the keyword is baby, or you can donate securely online at preborn.com/plant. That's preborn.com/plant. Save a life. It's Christmas time. Almost. Ain't it great? Yeah, so I'm sorry, Senator, and it's so good to be a Democrat because, Martha Raddatz doesn't hit you over the head with your BS. Doesn't clobber you. Just tease up your next talking point. Yes, well, Nuremberg. Yeah, Nazis. You fascists murder 1 million babies a year and harvest their organs. Hey, Dr. Mengele on line 4 for you.
more than ever.
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
Our Constitution,
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
don't give up the ship.
Don't give up the what? I'm not sure if they said that right. I'll go back and check it again later. All right, Mike, let us go to the phones and talk to the great American people. Let's go to Anna, calling from beautiful Tucson, Arizona. Anna, you are on the Chris Plant Show.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, and to you.
Thank you. Thank you. It is. Every morning I get to listen to you. It's awesome.
You're very kind. Thank you.
No, you're great. Thank you for starting with that, because nobody has mentioned that I think these people want to update Mutiny on the Bounty. They want mutiny on the Gerald R. Ford, because she mentioned what's going on with those boats in the Caribbean.
Right, and it's true. The aircraft carrier, the Gerald R. Ford, is in the Caribbean now, and because the drug boats coming in from Venezuela are killing tens of thousands of Americans every year in the United States. Democrats are fine with that, and yeah, mutiny on the Bounty. And you're right. They're trying to create an insurrection in the military, aren't they, Anna?
Exactly. And one of them that would be devastating would be a mutiny on any of these boats or ships, and that's exactly what they're insinuating, what they're fomenting. It's awful. And I have two sons that served in the Marines.
Wow.
And one of them was on the John C. Stennis.
Another aircraft carrier.
Right. I got to do what's called the Tiger Cruise.
Very cool.
And it was awesome. Yeah, it was so cool.
I love aircraft carriers. There's no place as cool as the flight deck of an aircraft carrier during flight operations.